Well, I think the state of the election is interesting because it's like so number one, like way better situation than we were in like 4 or 5 weeks ago, right? Like to be honest, like after the debate, like when you saw the debate, like right after the debate, I did not expect like coming off of the debate for there to be an immediate everybody going like, hey, we need to drop this motherfucker. Because I thought it would just basically be paper
not the
over
pod
it.
save bros. The
no,
pod save bros.
Not even that. Just CNN saying that, like just CNN saying that they were getting. That's like that's like because I a big thing I see is like whenever you see decorum kind of like drop for a second, you're like, okay, something's going on. So that was definitely like, okay, something's up. Also, so if you know, I had Evo like 2 weeks ago where I was doing the whole soundtrack and everything. And so finals day, we're just like, man, this is kind of crazy what's going on. And I had met somebody, one of the video team guys at Evo, like his childhood friend works for the DNC or something, and they were visiting just to kind of see the convention and shit like that. And I was talking to him like, dude, like I feel like this guy's gonna drop out. He's like, yeah, we'll see. And then on Sunday morning, during like when one of the song things we had were playing, I just see on Twitter he dropped, and I'm like, oh, we got to deal with this now for the rest of the weekend.
It was a breakup
like
tweet.
You know.
I mean, my first thought was dead.
I think
I'm sick.
It almost seems
and
more
tired.
likely than him dropping out of the race. Actually,
in my ADHD.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is also like I think we all make videos. The last like 5 or 6 weeks, the most interesting thing I've like because I've tried to just see like, okay, well, this is the political calculus. This is what is most likely to happen. What's least likely to happen. And I've never had in my life Biden stands, third party stands, and Trump stands all angry at me because they think I'm not support. Like it's the most crazy. So I think like in terms of like election fervor and people trying to like throw information and bias and everything like that, I think it's pretty high. But I think in general with the state of the election overall, way better than it was like 6 or 7. Like even the energy of everybody on this podcast is less like I'm gonna cut myself right after we fucking close.
Less
like,
morose.
Yeah,
was
way
that obvious?
less morose. Bro, it was so obvious. It was so obvious. Like every time I saw Mike, he was just like on every one of his videos.
I'm not gonna lie. I took and relished and took so much pleasure in the fact that we shit posted that old genocidal freak off the highest office. All right, I'm very proud of us. That was our doing. We accomplished it. The mission accomplished.
I mean,
mission
we're taking a little bit too much credit.
It's a little too much.
No, I want all the credit. All of it. Literally, all of it.
I don't think the White House press
the shit posting left changed the world. Okay.
You're welcome. I don't seem like the biggest thing was apparently Nancy Pelosi pulling Biden into a side room and said, "Listen."
Well,
but she watches Leftist Mafia.
Yeah,
to just screw. The hard way, all right.
I love that.
Well, but she was doing that because of donors.
Mafia style. Yes, but like Alex Jones aside, it was the big money pulled out. That's it. There's no secret. There's not a secret mystery. It's big money pulls out. Then Nancy Pelosi's like, okay, come on, but what the fuck?
No, but I think it's even more so than that, though. If you think about it, like if you look at like how the White House and all that kind of stuff is structured and the way the power structures are, right? Like you have like if we go back to 2016 and we're looking at like analytics and all that bullshit, right? Bernie and Trump are the new model of what people consider politics, right? Where they're more direct, they're more like in general, like they seem to be that. And so Trump goes for 4 years being fucking crazy, and then everyone's like, oh, we want a traditionalist candidate. But the way the Biden campaign just ran the campaign was so like let's take aside the fact that he's fucking 81 and all that bullshit, right? Like the way they ran the campaign was just objectively really bad. Like, why are you starting a TikTok account like 2 weeks after you propose a ban? Like that's a bad fucking strategy, right? And the messaging strategy was all over the place, right? You know, the fact that your donor, like, especially when their donors started to say, like, look, we're not going to give you money, and they start attacking the donors, like, that shows that there's a lot of people, like, if I don't know how many people here have worked for, like big companies and shit like that, but that's like the telltale sign of like a big company being like, oh well, we know what's best, these people will go along with it, and it never works. It always fucking shits the bed. And they shit the bed. Like, you saw, first off, Pelosi coming out, also Obama coming out, also I don't know where fucking George Clooney coming out. First off, if this works out, we have George Clooney. Batman and Robin will retroactively be a decent film. Like,
I mean, Biden already pissed off Clooney Biden had already pissed off Clooney by basically threatening his wife with like sanctions and shit.
Yeah,
being part of the legal team that basically said that Israel is committing war crimes.
He's such a better person than him in every way.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they expected.
Can I say one other thing? I also want the left to take credit for being profoundly right about everything. All of the last hangers on to Joe and the whole like, it's only him, only he can do it, only he can defeat Trump. It's like the next day, it's like history breaking fundraiser, 10,000, 40,000 Zoom calls. Fucking everyone's like, oh my god, the memes are all over the place. There's like
but the
coconut
left
tree hill revolution. We were right about everything.
I think it's
always
I think it's worth trumpeting the left was right about a lot, but I also think I think it's also worth examining, like, yo, everybody was saying this guy was too old. Like, everybody was fucking saying this shit. Like,
they hid
everyone.
They hid it for so long. They kept that away. Like, the entire inner circle. Like, how did you think this would work? How did you think you would get away with this? What fucking Weekend at Bernie's shit is this, you know?
And not only that, like, you saw the messaging also shift. Like, you saw, like, when they were talking about polls, like, they were thinking about polls, like, way back, like, from a year ago where he was leading by, like, a couple of points when he was down. And then, like, when he lost the debate, he's like, oh, no, it's even. Like, what the fuck? It's fucking even now? You were losing going into this. Like you even called, like, you called the debate this fucking early. Like, there's so many things about this election from January where everybody was just dreading it. Like, we've been dreading this shit since August of 2023, right? And like, the fact that people have just even a little bit more of a pep in their step tells you how much they were just frustrated with the fact that everybody was saying this is our reality and the campaign is saying no, it's not, and why we're frustrated by it. We were gaslit about Gaza. We were gaslit about this motherfucker, right? Like, at a certain point, it becomes untenable. And when the elites in your party are going, this is fucking ridiculous, why are we going along with this? The fact that Nancy Pelosi is just like, hey, he needs to make a decision. He's like, I already have made a decision. No, Joe, you need to make a decision. Like, that shit.
I love it.
That shit.
The easy way or the hard way. I want to know what the hard way was going to be. What are they going to do? Was it going to be like hanging Vanilla Ice over the ledge of the building kind of hard way, or like? I'd be so curious to know what technique.
Bro, they were gonna publicly shit on him so bad that his reputation, like, if as bad of his reputation, like, of a hit that his reputation took a few weeks ago, like, I feel like every lever in the party would have turned and just absolutely just shit on him to an extent where it would just be like even if a Trump dictatorship happened, he would not get to live in his villa or whatever the fuck where he would be. Like, it would be really, really bad for him. But post all of that, right? Like, I think they would have forced him out, or they would have pulled some weird Democratic National Committee rule where they could vote against him or something like that.
See, I don't think they would have done that. If he didn't choose to make that decision on his own volition, I think they would have rolled with him all the way until December. Because the Democratic Party to actually have like a contested convention like that, it's inconceivable. Even like, if you watch our post-debate coverage, we were all shocked, but afterwards we were like, yeah, even though they're talking about replacing him, none of us thought it was going to happen because the Democrats are so risk-averse.
But then we manifested that reality, Mike.
We did.
Okay?
We did.
And now we're
unburdened. I texted you during that, Mike, and I was just like, you guys are my comfort food right now for how dog shit this is, dude. It was so bad, man. I was just like, I watched it for 3 seconds. Like, I can't watch this thing, man.
It was sad. As was every single like TV interview. Like, they did this Clint Eastwood strategy where it's like, you know what? You think he's too old to be president? We'll show you all. And then just like fucking force feeding him down to everyone. And then it's like, this is not good. It's worse. This looks way worse. What are you doing? Like orders of magnitude.
We've seen
have you
so
guys
many
gone back
unhinged.
and watched your expressions on the debate episode?
No,
I know we were probably
the expressions
I
you
think
guys
we were
have are just like
shocked. Just like
just that for like 15 minutes, just like no,
was
come
so
on,
bad.
like
It was so bad.
I do know I screamed directly at the camera when he did that wonderful segue from the abortion discussion to immigration, and not just any immigration topic. A migrant murdering a young woman.
Well, like, Matt, you look like a disappointed mom the whole fucking podcast that day, right? Like, it was so weird. Like David is just like, David was like, I know, and Matt was just like, you should have like,
it's just like basic,
really.
It's like basic politics. Like this man has been in politics forever, and he takes a topic that he is really strong on and moves it to a topic that he is the weakest on. Like how? How do you do that as a man that's been in politics since the fucking 70s? What is wrong?
Like, one of the things about politics is changing your style. Like you have to be able to adapt. He hasn't adapted in 30 fucking years. Like it worked when Trump was like, "This is so crazy."
Stay on your strong points. Like it's amazing that he just did that. He just whatever. He's gone. He's done. It's over.
Thank God.
It's over.
Out of that.
And now the Republican ticket looks so gross. It's so gross. it's like this profoundly racist misogynist and the couch fucker. Like that's what you got. And I'll be honest, the couch fucker story not being true, that's the most wholesome thing about him. Like you wish that was the real story. The true shit is so much more gross and fucked up and weird, and like the dolphin rape shit and like the burning monkey testicles, like gross. The grossest ticket I've ever seen, I think.
And the couch fucker shit is so funny because the reason why it caught on is because everybody heard that and they're like, makes sense. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
You know, that like that's why.
There's something couch fucky about you know?
Yeah, he's not a couch fucker or, a hot dog fucker per se, but there's something about him that is very sus. He gives off the vibe that he has some skeletons in his closet.
If the only way that he would be able to make it as the VP would be he had to fuck a couch, he would do it because it's for him. It's all about power. He will do whatever he needs to
Black
attain
Mirror
power.
style.
So if that's that's what he had to do, if that's what he had to do to attain power, he'd fucking do it.
He's gonna be. Tim Pool's gonna get a couch. He's gonna sit down. And I was like, this is kind of nice, bro. What is this? Next time he jumps on a fucking podcast.